This is going to cover the installation and setup of the new Search and Play 2.0 app. This will be the PC installation, but the Mac installation is very similar. I will cover Mac as well here. So let's start with the PC installation. You'll find the installer right beside this tutorial video, and the installer, there's a Mac one and a PC one. We'll look at the PC one first because it's a little bit more tricky. So let's go ahead and install Search and Play 2.0. Just double clicking. Click yes. And we'll just go through the installer real quick here. Now we'll create a desktop icon and also a start menu folder icon for you in your start menu. And I'll just tell it go ahead and launch the app. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that, and here's why. Because before you launch the app, what you need to do is you'll see it put an icon up here. I'm going to go ahead and just right click on that. And what you have to do is run as administrator. If you don't do that, you won't be able to tell it where your music files are located. So make sure that you do that before you run the app. And just say yes to that. And now that that's done, here's the app, and it's open. So in the old days, it used to be that we had a player up here that actually connected up to a server that I had set up on the internet. And whenever you wanted to preview a show, it would stream the selected show, the one you selected here on the right. Let me give you an example. Let me just type in Miller. So there's all the shows with Glenn Miller in them. And if I were to click on one of them, normally you'd get a player up here. But you can't anymore because I'm not hosting the music online any longer. So this new version of Search and Play allows you to use the folders that I sent along. Let me show you here. Disk E, this is the portable USB flash drive that I shipped the Swing Thing Complete library on. And this folder right here, Swing Thing Singles, is the one that you want. What this has inside of it, if you haven't looked yet, is each show is a single file as compared to the, if I go back here to, let's say, Swing Thing for iTunes, and when you look in the library there, each show consists of multiple files. This is because Fred, when he was syndicating this to radio stations, wanted them to have clean breaks between segments for inserting commercials, or they could just play through. So the Swing Thing Singles one is good for auditioning. Now it's a slightly lower quality. I mean, if you really want the best listening experience, I would install this into iTunes or your favorite music player, and then that way you'll have that higher quality version that you can listen to. But it's nice to be able to audition the shows. So you can do that now. You can tell Search and Play where this folder is, and once you've done that, it'll be able to use that folder. Now, of course, if you're going to just do it directly off of the USB flash drive that the library ships on, you'll want to make sure you have that plugged in before you launch Search and Play. So you go to Settings here, and this is where it wants to know your path to the Swing Thing Singles folder. Again, if you forget or had not yet put Search and Play in administrative mode, then you're not going to be able to set this field. It won't let you do it. So make sure you do that. And then you can just click the gear icon here, and you can navigate to your library and find the Swing Thing Singles folder, and then just click OK. You don't have to go any deeper than that. Just select the folder name, click OK, and that puts its path in here. and it'll use that path now to know where these are. So if I go back here and select one of these, now you've got the music player. And that's basically how that works. So I just wanted to show you about that. Just remember that you need to put it in administrator mode. You right-click on the icon, run as administrator, and you only have to do that one time. It'll remember that setting from there on out. One last thing, I wanted to just quickly run through the installation on a Mac, which is much, much easier to do. So on the Mac, again, you just find the Search and Play 2.0 folder. We'll go into that. And there's a Mac installer here. Now, it's not really an installer. I should remove that. So you just open up the Search and Play folder here. You can just drag this Search and Play folder to your desktop, put it wherever you feel like putting it. And then whenever you want to launch it, you can just double click here on Search and Play. And yes, you can just say go ahead and open. And then you'll have it right here. So you can click in here. And again, you do the same thing as before. You would go to Settings, and you would tell it where your path is to this. And just this is my system just asking for a little bit of certainty that I'm okay with this. Depending on the level of security that you've imposed in your system. So let's find that drive again here. Down here, Swing Thing. And you choose Swing Thing Singles and select it, and it inserts it. So you'll notice on a Mac you don't have to tell it to run in administrator mode. And then again, when you go to the shows and you select a show, you'll get a player. It looks different on a Mac than on a PC, but otherwise it works just fine. So that's the way you would do it for a Mac.